If you are an entrepreneur, a creative, someone that is currently working on creating change in your life, if you feel like at the moment you are doing a lot of work, energetically kind of work, or physical work, mental work, emotional work, no matter what kind of work, if you are in this video and you feel like you have been working a lot, if things feel a little heavy these days for you, I'm very glad that you are in this video, because I'm going to remind you to get back and to be in touch with your intuition. If you have been following my channel, you probably know that I'm starting a new business guided by my intuition. In my journey in the last 3 months, a lot has happened, and in the last month and a half, probably it's gonna be 2 months now, I've been very focused on the piece of settling down in a new city. I moved from San Francisco to Miami, so little by little, now that I feel more grounded in the new place, in the new city, I'm starting to opening up more space to this new business that I'm creating guided by my intuition. The main thing that I've been doing is to be very connected with my emotions, with my body, with the physical sensations I am having during the day. Very connected to everything that is presenting in my life, very present with the way I feel about all these things that are coming into my days these days, in this phase that I am creating a business guided by my intuition. I have to say that even though this is the way I am creating a new business, often get out of track, let's say. Often I feel disconnected from my intuition. So in this video, I want to share with you the things that I do to get back to be in touch with my intuition. And just in case you're wondering, why do I need to be in touch with my intuition? What is it about our intuition that is so important to be connected to it? And God, it's just like, now that I live this way, there's not a way back for me. There's not a way to live a life without being connected with my intuition. So some of the benefits that we get to be the authentic selves we are. It's in a way the GPS we all have inside of us. It's what tells us simple, minimal things as, when we need to eat, when we need to sleep, but it's way more powerful than just telling us the basic needs we have as humans. The more it's almost, I like to say that it's almost like a muscle. When you go and work out very often and you're very committed to your workouts, you notice that your muscles start getting stronger. It's the same thing with intuition. So it can tell us, it can guide us to go to places that hold experiences and magical things for us. It can guide us to meet people that have gifts and presents for us. I'm almost feel a little emotional sharing some of the wonderful things that have been happening during this process of starting a new business guided by my intuition. So there are many ways, many tools how we can get back to be connected with our intuition, and it's very simple. You probably are gonna laugh with some of them, because we use them, we apply these things without not knowing that that's how we are connecting with our intuition. So one very basic thing that I love to do, and honestly, like, I do it very often, it is part of my day-to-day way of operating, of doing things. I love grocery stores. So grocery stores, it's a very easy space to allow our intuition tell us what we need, what we want. So the way I go, if you already have a spiritual practice, that's great. If you're new to learning how to be present and how to be connected with yourself, I would say the more you learn the ability to be connected to yourself, to be present, to quiet your mind, to be centered in your body, in your experience, in what you're feeling, the easy these practices become. So the first step is that, being present. Once you are present, you just go into the grocery store and you start getting feelings. I want fruit, I want milk, I want this kind of foods. You can actually go, I love this one, like in the fruit and vegetable section, you know, that you have so many things around you. You just look around and just let your intuition pull you to where you want to go. The other way I practice during my week is I go maybe to an area like where I try to live at places. I love living at cities and neighborhoods where there's grocery stores and shops and restaurants and different things to do, where I can just walk. So I love riding bikes or walking to get around in the city, the place I live. And that's well, I guess you can do it too when you're driving. It might be a little bit more complicated when you are driving a car, because you need to wait a little more. Well, maybe you can apply it too when you're driving a car, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it just go outside of your house without a plan. Start walking, start riding your bike or driving your car, and just start feeling where you want to go. The other day, a very cute experience was that I was looking for a coffee shop. I'm still getting familiar with the neighborhood I am at the moment. I am in Miami Beach, in Miami, Florida. And yeah, I was looking for a comfortable coffee shop because I was going to work from there for a couple of hours. And I was on the phone for a while. I was like, I don't want to do this. I hate spending time looking at my screen. So I decided to start walking. I was like, okay, intuition, you take me to your place. And then I did find a very cute, super comfortable place that had, you know, all my favorite things like delicious tea and pastries. So I had a great time. I was okay, intuition, you're doing a great job today. And I also wanted, since I first came to Miami, I've been wanting to find one of those stores where you can buy candles and Palo Santo, crystals, all those, you know, that kind of things. And I didn't do a research. I was kind of asking around people like, oh, where you can buy nice candles in Miami Beach. And I think someone mentioned the name of this store, but I never looked it up on Google Maps. And the interesting story was that when I was leaving the coffee shop, that was actually a little farther than where I wanted to go. It was way farther. Let's say I was trying to find a place that I was like 3-4 blocks away from my house, and this was like 10 blocks away from my house. And so I was leaving the coffee shop feeling a little tired to go back to the house, and I was like, oh, this was a little far, like I wish it was closer. And then without even realizing, I look up and the store that a friend mentioned was right in front of me. I was like, okay, this is nice. My intuition is working. It's taking me to the places I want to go. Another super sweet story was that I'm currently sharing an apartment with a roommate, and I don't know if it works the same everywhere, but in the places I have lived, in the cities I have lived in United States, usually there are Facebook groups where you can share like, hey, this is me, I'm looking for this, and people just get back to you saying like, hey, I have a room at this place, la la la. So I did that, and I got different responses from people, and when she texted me saying the place, describing the place she had, it was a lot of things that I was looking for, and I was like, that's amazing. Of course, I will go and check it out. It was one of those moments that since I arrived to a place, I just had this feeling of this is it. It was a very strong feeling of knowing this is the place. I wasn't on a rush, to be honest. I could have waited. So when I started to kind of analyze, use my head to kind of understand why I was making that decision, it did not make sense. I was like, I still can wait. It's the first place that I see. I should see at least other 2 to 3 places just to, I'm new at this city, so it would be good to see other options. But the feeling was very strong. And I was like, okay, I don't know the person, I don't know how I can go, I'm just gonna follow this feeling. That feeling was my intuition. So I accepted the place, I moved in, and we started, sharing with my new roommate, interacting, getting to know each other. And she told me this story about a neighbor moving away, maybe a couple of months ago, and the person gave her these bags with a lot of cards inside. She told me this story, but I didn't pay much attention to the story, to be honest. I was like, oh yeah, sometimes I have experienced something similar. I have moved and I have gave away some of my things to other neighbors, and neighbors have done the same with me. But then she was like, I want to show you the cards, and she showed me the cards. I think 2 nights ago, and the cards were oracles. That for my lifestyle, me look at me here talking about intuition. It was a very special kind of cards, and for her, I guess they didn't mean much, but she also felt like I was going to appreciate them and I was going to enjoy them. And it was kind of like a slow process for me to kind of realize what was happening there. So I'm a graphic designer, and I love everything that has graphics. So yeah, I think at first I was just like curious about the graphics, and I was tired the night I received them from her, but I did a little cleanse, and I told my mom, like, oh my god, I just got this gift, this wonderful gift. I'm so excited, but I've been super busy, so I didn't have much time to think and feel into it. But it was only until last night that my mom made me realize, like, are you aware what you just received? I was like, right, it's kind of special. And I spent a couple of hours last night going through the oracles, and probably I'm gonna record another video talking about them, but they're super special. I had a few readings, and wow, it's something that I've been wanting to connect with without knowing that's what I wanted to connect with. I can record another video talking about tarot cards and oracles. They're very different, and there are many different styles, many different ways to use them. The ones I received, they just speak my same language. So I was like, wow, this is really magical. So these are just a couple of funny stories. So from last night to now, in these few hours of the day, I've been feeling that in a way my intuition was telling me to move into this house, to create a relationship with my roommate, and to allow myself to receive this gift. Because, like what I was saying, like what I felt when I started reading usually the oracles come with a little book that describes each of the cards. What I felt, I'm sure you have had this feeling also when if you're into reading, when you find that book that just speaks to your heart. I was just like, wow, it's mind-blowing. So okay, yes, I want to share a couple of those experiences where intuition have been guiding me lately. I will be sharing more about how my intuition has been guiding me and allowing me to experience wonderful things related to the business that I'm starting. For now, I wanted to share the little practice you can do about going on the street and just letting your intuition tell you where to go, or going into the grocery store and do the same, letting your intuition tell you what you can buy and eat. So yes, I hope you find a little inspiration in this video. Thank you again for watching and being here and being part of this journey. Until my next video, peace and love.